Get ready to kick off your week with Weeksauce. And if you enjoy this show, find more podcasts like it over at amove.tv. Happy Monday, Kyle.
Happy Monday, Garrett.
Oh, how you doing, dude?
We did it. It was honestly jarring. You started the play, and this happy awake Garrett comes in. If you like this show, I'm like, whoa. Oh. Good morning.
Morning, yeah. So, as you know, I've been having trouble sleeping lately, and it struck again last night.
No.
Yeah. So I attempted to sleep half of the evening on the couch, just because that's where I go when my chihuahuas are pissing me off while I can't sleep. So I think this is the best of the bad sleeping I've done. I think I was asleep by 4 a.m. Lately, it's been 5 a.m.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. So if I'm a little... If you throw something my way and I'm just like, that's stupid, I have no interest in talking about it, that's where it's coming from, and I apologize.
That's fair enough. It is one of the essentials of life.
But I am I'm just like mad anxiety, man. I'm like I've got this vacation coming up. I should be really excited, but it's like super mad crunch time trying to get a bunch of crap done so I can leave. And it's keeping me up at night thinking all the stuff I got to do. But I'm too, like, manic to actually get any of it done in my insomnia.
I had a fabulous dream last night where I ran an outdoor coat check in Chicago by the Pigeon Fire, if anyone knows where that is. It's this Vietnam War memorial, but it's a little flame that's ever burning. And pigeons warm themselves by it and end up singeing off feet and tails. And you get all these crazed, like, gnarly pigeons by summertime because they were huddled up to the little Vietnam fire. Anyway, I ran a coat check by it, and I've saved money. I'm saving up all my money. I'm gonna buy a store. I'm gonna do my own store. I'm gonna sell flowers in it. You know, people can check their coats and get flowers for their wives and whatnot, their bosses. Who knows? And right as I get my final $5, in comes in sequenced blue a rival company that just opened next door, carrying flowers and coats. And my brain said, hell frickin' no, like it was a nightmare, and woke me up.
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
That's intense, man.
It was real to reality.
I frequently have dreams of being back at my first job at a retirement home in Venice, Florida. And it's actually pretty pleasant. I enjoyed most of my time working there.
Does that help you avoid maybe high school dreams or being late to class dreams?
No, I definitely still have those, and I hate them, and they still give me a lot of anxiety.
Yeah. I mean, spelling tests were what really, as a dyslexic.
I was about to say.
That's horrifying.
My brain immediately went to, I liked spelling tests, and then I remembered who I'm talking to, and I'm like, wait, no, this makes total sense. Mine are always about math tests, because I am very bad at math.
For some reason, it's always science tests. I think I have some sort of, like, shame somewhere in me. Maybe I, like, stopped memorizing. I don't know. I was really good at memorizing. You know, I did a lot of theater. It's how I got through the spelling tests. I didn't learn to spell. I just learned to memorize.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I can see science tests. I feel like that requires the most prep, like, no matter who you are.
Yeah,
you're not just born understanding science. Like, you need to prep for that. And if you forget, it's a problem.
Yeah, maybe like the history test, you don't remember the dates, and you kind of bull through it and just write out something, get partial credit, but science was just no, sir.
Yeah, my best subject was English. Somehow. I'm not sure how.
No, I straight up like started failing for years before I got specialty tutoring.
Yeah. Even my now wife tried to tutor me in math in high school, and it didn't work. I had a really cool
That's
teacher
adorable.
who tutored me. I had a great girlfriend that tutored me, and none of it worked. Me and numbers.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Well, I mean, other than sleep, which is an important part of every day, though science doesn't know why we have to, I think it's just because we can't take that much stress in the world. Things just gotta shut up for a bit.
Yep, I have taken in enough for today. I am done. Pew.
Exactly. But how was your weekend?
Oh, it was a good weekend, man. I don't know why I had trouble sleeping last night, because I did a ton of chores, which usually means I sleep great because it means I'm out in the Florida sun hacking away at grass that refuses to stop growing. I was under my car messing with some parts, like all hunched over, and I'm sore. And like oh man, like the best sleep I usually get is a day after lawn work and car work. And yeah, just for some reason couldn't fall asleep. Hung out with our good friends Ben and Abby on Saturday. We got this wild hair up our bums, Kyle. I forget exactly how it came up. I think Abby and Katie were talking about how for some reason they have this large collection of dresses still from high school dances.
Oh.
And then we were like, oh, we didn't really know each other in high school. Next time we hang out and whatnot, we should like bring old high school photos. And we did that, and it was really amusing.
That's adorable. That is an adorable activity.
Yeah, it was like super cheesy. I still have my prom suit, so I was just running around the house in the vest and the ridiculous like mob era fedora that I wore to prom. And we were making drinks. I made a 2005 prom playlist, and we were just like, "Oh, look at these idiots! Look at these morons in these photos!"
I had I had an equally yuppie moment, you could say, with Ben this weekend as I was texting him my favorite retro pictures I was finding in old D&D books, and he was
Ooh.
texting me pictures of brisket from your all's 4th of July. And we're like, oh yeah, that's a great Euclidean, picture there. Oh, how about the shading on this one? Oh, delicious brisket. Like, it's just, oh man, getting old's fun.
Oh, bless them. Oh, bless Ben. Yeah, yeah. And then it was also like half of like a car day because Ben and Abby have been mildly interested in the concept of having a car because it's fun to drive. So they're like, "Hey, can we drive your car?" So
Nice.
we went out and took that for a spin, and I may have forced the first Fast and the Furious upon them. Ben had seen it. Abby had only seen it like in pieces. So I was like, oh, well, that's what we're doing while we make some cocktails. That's going to be on in the background. So
Good. So now Abby won't be confused when I say he was in my face and she doesn't respond.
exactly. Our viewing, it was a lot of us going, and they're staring again. There's so much staring in that movie that I did not remember. A lot of just Paul Walker staring at Vin Diesel, staring at the dude who for some reason is always wearing a mesh tank top on top of an actual not mesh tank top, but the tank top underneath has a print even though it's not mesh. So it was good. I wish I had turned on a mic because we had some real good jokes in there. Like half the cast just looks like they just left an orgy concert.
Okay. Yeah.
Or like finished watching The Matrix for the 19th time that week. There's a lot of leather pants for no reason.
You a cop?
He's a cop.
Fantastic.
You move like a cop. What does move like a cop mean? Because in that
they've
scene,
seen a lot of cops,
in that scene when he says he moves like a cop, he just shimmied up like a storm pipe drain, broke a window, and snuck into a garage. I've never seen an officer of the law do that in my life.
Maybe he didn't move his waist much while doing it, because that's moving like a cop. They have all that crap on.
You got a heavy gun belt, so you don't move your
exactly.
waist.
And when you see them run, they kind of do this balancing shuffle.
I always just thought of it as walking like a cowboy because it's the same problem. You got heavy belts.
That's true.
You got heavy belts, man.
Well, but cowboy, you got the the sores. You got to stretch. Your legs are all tired.
The saddle sores? Are you accusing all cowboys of having saddle sores?
I'm saying if they don't have saddle sores, they have calluses that would restrict their movement and make them do that, that walk, that 5-year-old drawing walk.
Fair. Yeah, but that was it. Man, I haven't watched the first Fast and the Furious in a while. It was fun. It's a silly movie with a lot of really rad practical stunts.
Nice. I finally beat this weekend XCOM 2, and it took them my whole Friday, but it was fantastic. It was a great ending. I was a little OP by the end. I actually, one nice feature of it is it kind of did the Telltale thing that when you beat the game, it was like, and here was the amount of days, and here was the type of comps that people normally used, and across the world, you were in the 88% that you finished in this particular amount of days.
Man, you've made good time on that. It's been, what, 3 weeks?
I think it was a full month, yeah.
Okay, because I feel like this is the third Weeksauce. It could be the fourth, but where you've mentioned XCOM. So, what's next, man? What is your preamble on Weeksauce going to be for the next few weeks?
I mean, I always got to take a little bit of break, so I went back to Slay the Spire, was playing the new character there. He's a lot of fun. Lots of passives and powers there if you enjoy kind of buffing yourself up. I picked up Darkest Dungeon because all the expansions were on sale, but I beat it already, and it just adds more to get you to the end. It's more places to grind. So I'm just happy to own it. I don't know if I am emotionally ready to do it again. Honestly, the majority of my weekend was spent enjoying my new phone, laying around, and getting caught up on World of Warcraft news because I have been very successful in avoiding MMO Champion. I don't know any of the models. I don't know really much about the story, but I didn't really know what was going on with any of the updates what the islands were about, or because I was afraid the islands were going to be garrison kind of things, and they're more just like 3v3 arena scenarios mixed together.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you play during Mists of Pandaria, it's kind of like scenarios mixed with dungeons with randomly generated content.
Yeah, I really like that idea. I think that's pretty sweet.
3-man scenario Diablo dungeons.
With, if you choose, AI opponents or real people.
Yeah. I haven't tried it. I think it's playable on beta, so I haven't tried it. I don't have I have not spoiled anything for myself. I've logged into beta for one reason, and that's to check out upright orcs in the character creator.
I hear it's good.
Yeah, I think my warrior is becoming an orc in Battle for Azeroth.
But we got to wait on 2 of them, right? Because otherwise I do that. The Zandalari, is it trolls?
Yes, those and the Kultirans, I believe, are a delayed release after the game actually launches, which I don't understand the gating of the allied races. Like, just make it there at the start, because it's a new expansion. I want to play the new races.
Well, both of them, I know the Zandalari, and I've heard that not Kirintor, what'd you say?
Cool Tyrans.
The cool Terrans, nice. The cool Terrans are they all have unique druid forms and stuff.
I have no idea.
Because the Zandalari, they have real, if those came out,
I don't think Cool Tyrans can be druids.
I would do that. I would do a druid, I would be healing a druid that day. Their flight form is a pterodactyl. Their cat form is a crazy lizard. Their bear is a snapping turtle. Their stag form, where you could ride, is a rideable raptor.
Yep. I mean, they're friggin' dinosaur trolls, man.
Yeah,
they're all about the dinos, which they look absolutely incredible. You're right, I'm with you on that. But I don't believe Cool Tyrans can even be druids, so no question.
Oh, there. Maybe not.
Yeah, they're like pirate, salty sea folk.
Yeah, while we're talking about unexplainables or maybe things that just aren't ready, that could be it. There are a number of classes that aren't ready on release. I've read about.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of really good bacons from your artifacts are coming to your class as part of the level up process. Just getting the passives. I'm getting a lot on Disc Priest of the things that I just loved on my artifact weapon, but I think things like Shadow and enhancement shaman just aren't done and won't be for release.
No, this is the first I'm hearing about it. Again, I've been doing my best to avoid spoilers because the way I like to enjoy the WoW expansion upon release. But I was researching Warrior because I'm trying to decide what the hell I want to play as my main, and it did sound like there's a good amount of survivability missing from Warrior in protection spec, but I don't know how up to date this is, but it sounds like it's mostly from a survivability talent going away and nothing really taking its place.
I've heard the opposite from stuff I read this weekend, that they are fantastic. In particular, if you enjoy really long, specific cooldowns, you're going to have a tool for just about everything.
Oh, okay. So maybe they've since updated it. Again, this is probably out-of-date information because I don't like reading into beta stuff. But okay,
I'm honestly
chat rooms with you. They're saying they think anything I just mentioned is pretty old beta stuff.
And it seems, it was weird to me because I was trying to catch up on the information, but it looks like talents just stop at 100. And there will be, what level are we now? 120? Is that where we're going to?
We're going to 120. And yes,
Okay.
talents still stop at 100. But there's a new artifact-esque system in the necklace that we'll be pumping Azerite into in Battle for Azeroth. So you'll be getting some cool stuff that way. And as you mentioned, they're baking in some of the greatest hits of artifacts. So
Yeah. No, I think that's decent. What I was worried about when I first looked it up was that we were just going to regrind an artifact, and they were just going to be like, and it's gone, but would you like to have those features again?
Ah, gotcha. Thank you, True Villain Manny. It was Ignore Pain. It went away from Warriors, but then they were like, oh, we screwed up, put it back. But it's in a weaker form than it used to be.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so. But I like that mentality for the WoW team. You know, I like that, these abilities for the artifacts worked really well. Yeah, the artifacts are going away, but why don't we just bake some of these in because it works and it's fun.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm excited. So the pre-patch is going up tomorrow. I do believe that means that Teldrassil will be burning. So as tired as I am, I will be spending my evening tonight journeying back to whence I came on my very first tune. I'm going to be making the journey out to Darnassus and then journeying out to the starting zone in the middle of Teldrassil with Katie because we both started Night Elves together back in 2005.
Wait. What's on fire?
The Horde is burning Teldrassil, the entire world tree that the Night Elves call home.
Good. Good. Fantastic. I don't mean that in like an actual good way. Like that is just stupid. Romantic comedies, man. That's all it is. That's all this is right now. It's like, I saw you kissing her. No, you did. Oh my God. The last half of the movie is us running in the airport. Like that's been going since the darn Broken Shore. It's a damn misunderstanding.
I'm pretty annoyed by the story too, to be honest.
It's rough because the Alliance are infallible. Like Jaina's freaking nuts, and yet the Horde is the one with all the issues, right? And I'm more just sad that that's happening because Tyrande is batshit crazy, and she is gonna do something awful about that.
Is she?
I think yes. Yeah, Tyrande has straight up like the Blood Elves would be a part of the Alliance if it wasn't for Tyrande being nuts.
I kind of like Tyrande, but it's just because if I like Night Elves and my only other option is Malfurion, and he is the lamest character in World of Warcraft.
I mean, he messed up pretty bad, and he's a little full of himself, and he sleeps through all the important stuff, and
he's got a terrible voice.
But I like Malfurion's voice better than New Tassadar, sadly. But I always think of here's the Storm Tassadar who goes whoa, whoa when he gets hurt. And it sounds it's ridiculous.
I love Heroes of the Storm Tassadar. He's great. It's so wonderful. Yeah, but
I mean, I feel like if I were to take a guess, it's gonna be like N'Zoth is gonna be like the final raid. It's gonna be one of those like the Banshee Queen, she's gonna be like, oh, it wasn't that I was evil, it was that I was trying to make the world stronger for the coming evil that only I knew about and I kept secret for no reason, everybody. Because she's totally like standing there with the staff being like, hey, look in my eyes, like, oh, I know something you don't know. Oh. Like, and if you just tell everybody what's coming instead of making some big deal about having everybody power up, but the Alliance is trying to restrict the Azerite thing so that the Horde can't have any. So, of course, she's like, well, it could just be pairs of pants, but she'd still be pissed off and want some.
All I'm going to say to that, because I don't know how to follow it up, is yes, I think it is N'Zoth as well, Kyle. I think we're going to see N'Zoth this expansion.
And Greymane's going under the bus, I think, hard. Sylvanas has waifu protection. I don't know who else. Maybe they kill off, another Tauren or something just to make a point, but I think Sylvanas is fine.
It's so mean to Tauren. They're not there just to be murdered for your plot point, Kyle.
Are they not? Because everyone who's cool on the Horde is.
I don't know, man. My biggest concern is the retreading I struggle to use the word evil because every time I use the word evil and Sylvanas in the same sentence, I get like 20 tweets from people who are like, she's not evil. This is consistent with her character. And I'm like, you're missing the point. I'm done with the unsympathetic, villainous Horde leader. We just went through this with Garrosh. I don't care if it's consistent with Sylvanas' character. I don't want to do this again so soon.
I mean, yeah. Garrosh straight up was like, Sylvanas, your people cannot breed, and that's not fair. So she's got some chips on her shoulders.
Well, I mean, they're technically not capable of breeding. She was bringing them back with Valkyrie she stole from Northrend.
Exactly.
And that freaked him out.
But yeah, when you can't, it was probably pretty good.
Yeah. I'm hoping and assuming there will be a turn for Sylvanas where eventually she'll be a good leader because she's just a bad war chief, in my opinion. She just straight up is selfish and bad at leading. And I'm just kind of annoyed by that. I also just finished the book and it's so black and white. It's like Sylvanas does all the things that make everybody mad and Anduin does all the things that are good and Boy Scout.
Yeah, but doesn't that make you hate Anduin a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And his whole council disagrees with him through the whole book. But it was just Anduin bored me and Sylvanas was predictable.
Well, I mean, not always a bad thing.
Fair.
But they're coming for Lodorron, right? That's the big thing. They want the throne back, glory and whatnot.
Yeah. You want to go in the mild spoiler territory?
Sure.
I would say fast forward 10 minutes. 10 minutes if you don't want to hear Before the Storm book spoilers. I just did a big talk about this. It went up on my solo feed for R2T2 and also the instance because Scott had to push the instance last week and I was like, hey man, I'm doing this. You want to put it on the feed? And he was like, yeah, dude. So it's on 2 feeds. But Arthas' sister is back. Kalia Menethil is alive. Although by the end of the book, that state changes, but she's still among the world of the living.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's the big linchpin and kind of the big surprise at the end of Before the Storm, which I'll be honest is where the book gets really good. Sylvanas finds out that Kalia Menethil is alive, thinks she's there to usurp the throne, and shit hits the fan.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that connection.
Yeah.
That she could actually claim the throne, and that would be, medieval enough to be a impact.
Yeah, exactly. So that's probably the most interesting arc in the book, in my opinion, is what the hell is going on with Kalia Menethil. So I'm sure she's going to play a rather large role in Battle for Azeroth.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh.
And you should like it. Arthas connection, and she's a priest.
That's neat. It definitely, I can totally see it in the Game of Thrones, HD, HBO, and it's sitting there, and you're watching your characters like Sylvanas' face, and you're like, oh, what's she see? And coming down the dark hallways, a figure, and you're like, oh man, who's that? And then they walk into light, and you're like, who is that? Who is this? Who the heck is that?
And then somebody like a creepy advisor in the background explains that it's Kalia Menethil, heir to the throne of Lordaeron.
Right, like zoomed in on just the lips, and then back to the character, and back to the man of film, and then it ends.
Actually, you just described like anime cuts, and I kind of dig it.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's a bit more anime, right?
Yeah. It's all soap opera. It's all soap opera at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm very interested to see where that goes. I can't say that the overall political landscape of Battle for Azeroth isn't interesting. It's just if they don't take it in a different direction, it seems like they're going to just be replaying a lot of the stuff from Pandaria.
Right. I think that's the big thing is, either so we twist it by hopefully Sylvanas not eating N'Zoth or something, but it's sitting there. It's clearly it's that Emperor problem, right? Where the later books in the Star Wars universe was like the Emperor wasn't. He was evil, but he was getting the universe ready for a greater evil that was on its way to defeat us all, and we had to, get strong.
Yeah, that I'm glad Star Wars did not go that route.
No, I mean not in like the official capacity.
Yeah. So are you interested enough, dude? Are you going to be coming back to WoW, or are you still standoffish?
No, I mean like we were joking a while ago. It is the best of the MMOs, and my resilience against it is because I want new IPs. I want a fresh world. There's a lot about the classic feel, and I'm talking about WoW Classic here, that I desire and know won't provide those needs. I think the last expansion, Legion, was, as a lot of people say, the best in terms of expansions, and the world was active and you saw people out and about. The mythic system was good, and I think the islands actually might add kind of that Diablo-y sort of let's just get on and goof off without getting like over invested and having to beat something. Like let's just battle for a little bit.
Yeah, and there's still going to be dungeons, so like that's why I'm not too concerned. Like if the islands do flop the way that I think scenarios flop, I think scenarios are the worst thing they've had in a very long time. Like it's not that bad, but if they're good, suddenly I have even more content for small parties, and that excites me.
Well, and scenarios just were gated a lot too. That was the weird thing. It wasn't easy to just have them. And so friends wanted to do certain scenarios, and I simply didn't have them unlocked.
Yeah, they were so stilted, and you did them once, and there was no reason to go back.
Yeah, it's kind of that Disney set piece that the building's always on fire. Oh, let's put it out. It's okay.
Yeah, and that too was like I was coming off of reading Tides of War, which talks about the fall of Theramore. It was amazing, and then the pre-patch goes live, and you go to the fall of Theramore scenario, and it's very lame and full of almost no action.
What was the expansion with the invading of the Undercity?
That was a Wrath of the Lich King event. That was Wrathgate.
Okay.
Which has been removed from the game. You can't go play through that event anymore, and it's been gone since the end of Lich King, I believe. I think it was one of the patches they removed that. Yeah.
Huh.
One of the patches they just removed that, and man, that was cool. That was so freaking rad.
Mine broke. I joined a party that was already at the final boss, and when I teleported in.
Oh, that is so sad.
And so I walk through an entirely empty Undercity, finally round the corner, and success. It ends. And I never saw who invaded or what was fighting.
Well, it was
over.
It was Putris, man. You at least saw the cinematic.
Yeah, the cinematic happened, but I didn't. There was no battle. It just ended, and then it was quest complete.
Oh, that's so lame. I didn't even know that was possible. I think I did that so many times on so many alts. I think I started at the beginning every single time.
It may have been like Chicago internet too. Maybe I had connection issues and ended up like lagging out for a while.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I even did it on both factions, Alliance and Horde. I had so many alts during Lich King. That was definitely the peak of my frenzy. I was raiding on both Alliance and Horde.
It was a good leveling experience too.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that a lot.
yeah. Lich King was rad. But cool. I'm glad to hear that you'll be coming back because I like running dungeons with you, sir.
Yeah, well, it's exciting to see that Disc Priest is so highly regarded going into the expansion, and I'm excited to keep playing that. I really enjoyed the play style, even if I got yelled at a couple of times to stop DPS in the boss, and I'm like, what's do you want heals? Because this is how I give heals.
Welcome to LFR, Kyle.
Well, yeah.
I did some LFR over the weekend. It's fun to see that kick the tanks is still the knee-jerk reaction after a wipe.
Yep. Or anytime any arcane anything flies in the air, it's the hunter's fault for pulling, even though the Moonkin's standing right there being like, and it's like, it's the Moonkin. He's right there, guy. And they're like, kick the hunter's talking barraging.
Yep, it's fun. I haven't LFR'd in a while, and it hasn't changed at all.
Remove it from the game, I say.
Nah. Just
yeah.
Go in with friends or a friend and just turn off chat.
Yeah, I think something I will agree with the classic community is that the world feels bigger when you know there's content you haven't played and things that you cannot see. And if you are, more casual, which is like I was talking about last week, hilarious to watch people talk about the casualness on the official forums, and then there's like a bunch of archivists just come flying in, like looking at the guy's account and like being like, "Oh, you never got X achievement, you're so casual," and like just pulling his account apart. But I think I think in WoW Classic it was a broken system because the tiers were impossible to get geared for Nax, and then AQ and everything was just too much.
I agree with that to a certain point, but I can understand making that content and seeing that a very small percentage of the population actually gets to see it as being disheartening.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But yeah, that was definitely for me the magic of vanilla because I never got to max level. I didn't start raiding until Burning Crusade. Is the word of mouth, the thought of a living, breathing world when you're back in town and people are talking about these raids and putting together these raids because they need more people because raids were too big back then.
Yeah.
And just being like, oh, what is that? And then we're walking into Stormwind and there's a freaking dragon head hanging up on chains. And you're like, what the hell is that? Why is that there? That wasn't there before. But I'm level 30 and I don't know what the hell a Nixier and Nefarian is.
Yeah, well, and for my own purposes too, I would get rid of transmogging entirely. I think it's a great, absolutely essential thing for Diablo. I want to look good, but I want to see your weapons. I want to see your cool stuff, and you're wearing a pirate bikini, and you're doing great DPS. How's that pirate bikini working out for you?
I like transmog. I disagree with that. I'm not on that page.
Maybe if you just couldn't transmog weapons. I inspect so few people compared to what I used to.
I am glad that you can, especially in Legion, because I don't want to see 120 Ashbringers at the auction house.
Sure, and I sported my official weapon look, and for me, that's what I do. The clothes can fine. Let's look fabulous. That makes sense. I wove it into my weave, whatever. It's cool. My robe must look good, but I just kind of want the weapons.
I mean, I'm of two minds. I get what you're saying. It was the way tiers worked in the past when there was no transmog. You knew exactly at what stage that player was at. Well, almost. Yeah. I mean, there's things like wrists and whatnot and trinkets that aren't as obvious, but you had a pretty damn good idea of what that player had been through and what their experience level with the content is like. The negative side is that everyone ends up looking the damn same.
No, it's true. It's part of the readability of the game, though, right? Now someone jumps off, whoa, Warsong goes, fist in the ground, like, oh crap, look at that plate, and then he charges and he's dead, and you're like, did he suck? What was that gear set? What just happened? He looked amazing.
He looks so good. You inspect him, it's all blue crafted items.
Yeah, but he's got Warlord's Challenger, blah, something or other, from 5 expansions ago, and you're like, okay. Plus, you can only have one. It's kind of like Mounts and Heroes, right? Like, I see everyone doing the Mage Tower thing, which I have no idea what it's like. I'm assuming it's like the Pandaria challenge room, and you just get skins for your weapon.
Yeah, sort of, kind of. It's specific to your spec. It is hard as hell, and that's how you unlock a unique appearance for your artifact.
Neat.
So you've got one day, Kyle. Get in there, and good luck to you.
Nah. I've fallen for that trick before, because I would do that, and it would be fun, and it'd be modern, and then I'd be like, damn, I want to keep playing. So I'd go start leveling something up, and I'd burn out on the leveling process, and then come my main character has to level again, and I'm like, leveling is my least favorite part of the game. So I gotta really store up that energy, and it's ready, dude. Like I'm like looking at Warframe, and I'm like, do I want to grind Warframe right now? And like, no, I have to stop myself.
WoW is right around the corner.
Exactly.
I'm with you on leveling past the first time. My first time leveling through new content, I love it because it's all new. Like, because I haven't gone in and played the beta, and I haven't seen every single zone, and I haven't seen every single monster model. So it's like, I love cresting those hills, man. I love seeing what's beyond the next hill. But that only works the first time through.
Well, and for me, like, it's all about where are the instances? Like, what can I find up about the lore? Because that's my favorite part. I want to heal. I want to play that strategy game. So I'm going around, and sometimes it ends up being a disappointment. They're like, the castle, it's full of alliance. It's full, and it's been taken over by demons. And I'm like, okay, that could be an instance. And you're like doing all the quests, and then you finally get there, and there's no portal. I'm like, oh, it's just a cave, just a normal cave.
I like the way that you think. You know they're marked on your map, right? If you've discovered the area.
Yeah, they put the little thing on there now.
Little portal swirl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, the quests invite you to go to new areas in time. And I do try to avoid the desire to just ride and start exploring, because I want that story element there. So that as I see it, I know what it is and have that lore in my head.
Same. Man, when I first started playing WoW, man, I just walked everywhere. I went from Darkshore to Stormwind at one point at like level 20.
Yeah, but it's easy to forget that world was made artificially bigger by the danger of it. Like, going off the road was a death sentence. And nowadays, you got mounts, you got abilities, teleports, what have you, that can really get you through safely. So nowadays you can ride everywhere and see the whole world pretty much if you go exploring. Whereas in the past it was like, man, oh crap, look out for the dead wife. Oh no.
Yeah. But I'm ready, man. I've been on an alt spree lately. I've got a lot of characters just ready to go for Battle for Azeroth. Are
you going to be war moding it, or is that the mode?
There's new 2 mode toggleable PvP?
Yeah.
I don't think so. It depends on my friends. Like, if you're in there and you're like, hey, you want to do some world PvP? And my answer will be hell yeah. But if I'm just there by myself, my answer is no. I want a quest. I want to level up and not get ganked. That's the whole reason I didn't play on a PvP server, because I tried it once and it was a slog.
I mean, it definitely made things tougher. There's a certain excitement of being like, I'm going to leave this zone, or even I'm going to call some friends. I'm going to go to the Barrens and get everybody riled up and come with me. That was pretty rare. Normally you just say, I'll play later and log out.
Yeah, exactly. And I said that one too many times, and I was like, I'll play later. Back on my original server that isn't PvP. And actually get the max level.
You get some cool bonuses. You get all your PvP talents are active while you're questing. And don't you get like bonus Azerite and bonus XP for doing your quests and stuff?
I don't know, man. I don't read this stuff ahead of time.
You get to amp it up a little bit. But there's one other thing. There's the islands, there's the PvP mode, and then there's like the Warcraft 3 selling point where you're like playing for an hour. There's one other mode where you're like managing buildings and arming troops and stuff.
I got nothing, man.
Yeah, it looks fun. It looks fun. I'm excited for it. I am properly. I'm properly removed. I've done my big reading mainly just to make sure that's what I wanted. I was thinking, yeah, like I said, if those trolls are ready, I'd be playing druid, but I'm gonna go with my priest. And yeah, I think we're in for a bit of a ride on that story, and I hope they take it places.
I think you might be thinking of Warfronts.
Yeah,
Stray Sheep in the chat room's
Warfronts.
talking about it. It's like a 20-man PvE, like in-world pop-up, if I'm not mistaken. That kind of shows the conflict between the factions.
Yeah, I think it takes place and you do the merge server thing, but it's in your own world. Well, I'm not sure.
PvPVE, Erico says. I couldn't remember exactly, so I just Googled it real fast, and the first thing that comes up is PvE large-scale cooperative mode. But it looks like, yeah, there is some type of PvP stuff in here as well. But I know this is probably infuriating folks who actually, read up on all of the stuff ahead of time, but this is intentional. I like getting in and being like, what is that?
You need us. That's all I'm going to say. You need us to buy your cloths and your other stuff that you put in the auction house. So don't be mad we don't know what's going on, because I'm going to buy the wrong crap, and you're going to make gold off me.
I don't think I've ever bought the wrong crap.
I certainly have.
My
bought like staffs that are then replaced a level later.
But my gold making scheme at the beginning of every expansion is to always just go with 2 gathering professions and just sell everything I find.
Wow. I've got potions to make. I love alchemy. In fact, alchemy plays a great role in my personal story. In fact, I now play the apprentice of my original character, who died long ago.
Nice.
Yeah, Taras died. He was brought back briefly as a Death Knight, but I hate the troll animation for two-handers. They do like this, and then they spin. And I don't know about you, man, but if I were to do a jump spin, that axe would land with 0 impact. That is a Kirk Fu move. That's the equivalent of like taking your fist and double-handing somebody. Like, why? You're gonna break your fingers. Like, do a punch.
You mean the thing that happens in Dragon Ball Z a lot?
Yeah. It does happen in Dragon Ball Z quite a bit.
Yeah,
I am a big fan, though. I'm a huge fan of the teleport below the guy and then knee them while they're falling down. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Z backbreaker. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
You just look so cool when you do it.
Oh, and One Punch Man in the final fight, the guy doesn't. Freaking launches him. To the moon, no less. It's fantastic. Oh, I geek out so hard when I see that. Oh, I love Vorel. That's what I gotta say, man. Freaking Vorel, man. My 5th edition Lizard Folk Barbarian is such a freaking badass. I love him so damn much. And this weekend, people are writing in. I'm driving them nuts. It's fantastic. People are writing into There Will Be Dungeons being like, I know Kyle's a gamer. I know he plays PvP games. Why is he so unoptimized? Use a weapon, for Christ. And you're just like, he doesn't. My character doesn't use weapons.
It's not the point. It's not the point.
Yeah.
I've recently started playing my Star Wars RPG character as more of a brawler. He has a gun. It's not as fun.
Yeah.
It's just not as fun. I beat an assassin droid to death with the head of another assassin droid.
Improvised weapons are great, and it's a great way to stay active in the character, because otherwise it can become a little, all right, pew, okay, now your turn. You pew me, and I'll punch you, and you punch me, and
yeah, no, it's boring. It's boring.
Yeah.
You got to ask, like, what's your surroundings? What can I knock down to cause a chain reaction? If I am using a gun, what can I shoot that will explode or cause a discharge? By the way, I'm RPing in Star Wars. You're RPing in more of a fantasy setting. But, yeah. Got to kill those droids, man. Scary stuff. I almost died. But
that's a good encounter.
Instead, I went into a rage.
Nice.
Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, real quick, are you mild spoilers if a character that has been widely announced to be returning to Dragon Ball Super in the form of the next movie concerns you? I guess skip ahead 5 minutes. Are you a big Brawly fan?
No, I can't say I am.
Oh, okay.
He's the big, wide blonde, right?
Yes. Well, he starts with brown hair, like all Saiyans, but goes Super Saiyan.
So what? So he's coming back? Was he supposed to be dead?
It sounds to me like they're kind of retconning it. The canon of the old Dragon Ball Z movies is murky at best, as far as my knowledge is concerned. I'm not sure what, if any of it, is canon, but so it sounds like the creator of Dragon Ball Z is, Toriyama is putting his own stamp on this, and like this is gonna be the first canonical appearance of Brawly.
This trailer is hilarious. The character design is classic. Very smooth, though. I mean, clearly modernized. Clearly, we've moved to computers now, and it's got a great motion to it. But the backgrounds are like HD beautiful, and the characters are still from the 80s.
Dude, I love the Dragon Ball Z style. It's so good. I've seen a little bit of Super. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I need to get back on the train. We got sidetracked by HBO back catalog when we resubscribed to watch Westworld.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I need to get back on the Super train because I was really enjoying it when I was first starting it. But shall we take some questions before we wrap the show up, Kyle?
Sounds good.
It's gonna be a little bit shorter today, as I have to get our Chihuahuas to the vet because they gotta go stay in a kennel while we're gone. Hate doing that. I love my doggies.
Mm-hmm.
Wish they could come with us.
They're usually, I mean, kennels have advanced dramatically in the social aspect and actually getting them out of there nowadays.
Yeah, we found one we really like. Like it had just a ton of really good reviews. Met the people. Like they're good folks. We really trust this kennel quite a bit, but still makes me sad. Anyways, you can write in at amovetv@gmail.com if you want to send an email, or you can tweet at us at GarrettArt at Kyle Ferguson. For questions to make it onto Weeksauce, at Kilmernock wants to know, what habit do we have that we consider a core part of who we are?
Interesting. A habit.
Yeah, I included this one because I honestly don't know what my answer is.
I am oddly proud, and I'm pretty sure I got mono from my desire to put pens in my mouth.
You got mono from chewing on pens.
I honestly can't come up with where I got mono in college, except for when I saw a pen on the street, I'd pick it up, and regardless of the place I found it, it would end up in my mouth.
Huh.
But I like it. There's a lot of things in life that are stupid, like cigarettes, cigars. There's something about our brain that says that's a badass, but really it is. Like, take the ingredients and put any of those in your mouth by yourself. It's stupid, Even you got the toothpick or the long grain. It's all pretty ridiculous.
Do you have the long grain? Have you ever had straw just hanging out of your mouth, Kyle?
No. And there's not like, and just sitting there like half open. There's nothing great about that, but it's relaxing to chew on a pen, and I destroy them. But I'm okay with that.
Yeah, the things I do the most often are play with the gauges in my ear. Just a lot of just spinning them, turning them. Same thing. Ever since I got married, I fiddle with my wedding ring like crazy.
Sure.
And I'm constantly fixing my hair. That should surprise no one. That should surprise absolutely nobody. I think it's what makes me mad when I decide to cut my hair short, because I have nothing to fiddle with.
I think that might be my best answer, because I don't habits.
Chewing on pens.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
But I like the unique edge of this question.
Yeah, I've never thought of any habit as part of who I am, just, something I do or a nervous tick. And yeah, it's usually just fiddling with something, be it jewelry or hair, that is on my person at the moment.
Yeah.
I also don't wear a lot of jewelry, so like it's always 2 earrings and a wedding band. That is it.
Yeah, I used to do like necklaces when I was younger, but ultimately necklaces were just to stop you from looking at other parts of me that I was embarrassed of. And as soon as I felt better about those parts, I would stop the necklaces.
I had a large collection of bracelets, mostly of pyramid and spike variations.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you have any puka shells?
No, I'm not sure
Any
what a puka.
hemp?
I'm not sure what a puka shell is. I had no hemp. It was all black leather.
I can't remember if puka shells are the little thin round ones that like beads are just strung around like a fishing wire, or if it's the ones that look like little mouths.
Puka shell, which I'm Googling right now, is exactly what I thought it was. They're kind of, well, actually, there's multiple, but it looks like they're the ones that look like little mouths.
Okay.
Is the most common result I'm seeing, but now some are just the other kind that I'm thinking, which are just like almost look like stones.
Yeah.
So maybe there's, I don't know. If you're a puka shell expert, write in amovetv@gmail.com.
The most badass one I had was snake spine as a necklace.
You frickin' would. Of course you did.
Sweet.
Of
Had a bear claw at the end of it.
Of course you had a snake spine.
Bought it from a guy in Santa Fe and at the Native American market there who said he found it all. You know, that he didn't kill the bear.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he found it all. That's great.
He didn't mention the snake. Like, no one cared about that. Everyone was worried about the bear.
No one cares about snakes, dude. My dad has a 6-foot diamondback skin hanging up in his garage. Grew up in the middle of nowhere where they apparently were in abundance, and we never saw one for like almost a decade. So that was the first one that went after the dogs.
No, luckily we don't live in the jungle. I mean, in general, like, the state snakes are pretty chill and will be like, whoa, bro, I don't want to bite you, but I will. Whereas I know, like, some other snakes in other parts of the world are just like, my territory.
Well, rattlesnakes are typically, you don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. The aggressive ones here are I think it was mentioned this last week because you didn't know what the hell I was talking about, which are the water moccasins.
Yeah, that's right. The moist shoes.
They are actually aggressive and will come after you. Whereas the rattlesnakes tend to keep to themselves, but if you should be unfortunate enough to step on one, it's gonna suck. But Mouse Divided asks, because there's always a food question, and I love that that's the case with the show, what's your go-to restaurant menu item? What do you order when nothing else looks good?
I judge a Chinese place based on its sesame chicken or General Tao's if they don't have sesame. But the gooey chicken variety in that kind of brown sauce.
Ooh, yeah. I just had some General Tso's at Pei Wei for the first time. Their General Tso's is out of this world. It's really good.
Pei Wei?
Do you not have Pei Wei?
That sounds like a truck stop.
Pei Wei is P.F. Chang's chain of lower-priced, quicker, vaguely Asian foods.
Really?
I've never taken you to a Pei Wei. I eat there all the time, and it's right around the corner.
It sounds like something Florida people would spout off with, like, I went to the Wawa, got myself a drink. While I was there, I hit a Pei Wei, got some Chinese food and a hot dog.
Pump the brakes. First of all, we just got Wawa. That's a Northeast thing, and I love you Northeasterners. Y'all oversold Wawa. It is not that friggin' good.
They're all over Orlando, so that's why I know about them.
Somebody from the Northeast one time told me that Wawa's sandwiches were better than pub subs, and it got me very excited. And Wawa showed up, and their sandwiches are shit compared to Publix.
See, there you go, Publix, right? We got to say Publix, because pub subs, again, sounds like maybe even put change in a machine, and out pops this plastic wrap sandwich.
No, they are handcrafted with bread that was baked that day, with boar's head meat, and if you don't have boar's head in your area, I weep for you.
Yeah, I agree.
But what was that? I'm surprised. I'm very surprised by your lack of knowledge about Pei Wei. I would assume going to FSU that maybe there's not a Pei Wei in Tallahassee.
There was a PF Chang's, but so this is like Chili's to go, basically.
It's very analogous to like a Chipotle or a Moe's, where it's like this
Okay.
nicer than a fast food restaurant, but still relatively quick and inexpensive.
Okay.
But they have the Payway has an exposed kitchen, so you can see them cooking they don't cook your stuff until you order it, and you can see them cooking it.
The whole reason why I'm not much for PF Chang's anymore is because I see them open the bags, and that turned me off it. It was a popular date restaurant in college. It was expensive and not very unique, and in the end, they were just open frozen bags in the back.
For a lot of fried stuff, it's almost no difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is not like Panda Express. Gogi Berry Panda Express is terrible.
It is a step up from like mall teriyaki.
Most of the malls here, it's just a Panda Express.
Oh,
So I think of Panda Express as like the Taco Bell of Chinese food.
there's no like one super wok or anything like that.
We have like the random name hibachi joint at our local mall, but I actually prefer that greatly to Panda Express.
No, sure, and dinner and a show. Unless you have to sit with random people, then that's kind of weird.
Yeah. I kind of threw this one in here because I never really thought about having a go-to restaurant menu item. I feel like maybe chicken parmesan, because I feel like if a menu is questionable, you can't go wrong with fried chicken covered in cheese and red sauce.
Yeah, that's true. Not too bad.
It's pretty hard to screw that up.
Even Denny's can pull it off.
Oh man, you want to go off on like chain you hate the most? Because Denny's for me is like the epitome of the pits.
Yeah, mine's IHOP.
IHOP's pretty close too, man. I will take it over a Denny's, but whereas like if we're out at BlizzCon because there's an IHOP and a Denny's within walking distance, and anyone recommends that, I'm just like, oh, I don't wanna.
But there's also that not a cottage, but themed like an icy cottage thing. That's better.
I
And
haven't.
it's just like a Denny's, but it's locally owned or something.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't been there.
Me neither. It's right across from like the bus stops on the opposite side of Disney, and it was on multiple walks home. from BlizzCon for us.
Yeah, I think I know. They're always packed. That's probably why I haven't eaten there.
Okay. Yeah, we usually end up there late enough.
Which is kind of the problem with BlizzCon. Everything is usually slammed, except for
It's coming up fast, man.
except for the Hilton restaurant because it's kind of expensive. Although we went in and got like flatbreads this year, it was pretty reasonable, and because of I think the assumption that it's expensive, there's not usually too bad of a wait.
Yeah, it was actually rather peaceful back in there, and that's where you got to go, But you can't budget BlizzCon in the end. It's a very, very tough thing to do on a budget, and I did it for multiple years.
It's rough, man. The only thing that we budget now is drinks. If we want beers, we buy beer at a convenience store and enjoy them in our room.
Yeah, they definitely pull the whole and you're stuck here price.
Yeah, the prices for drinks, especially in the Hilton, are ridiculous. Absolutely absurd at BlizzCon, but I guess chicken parmesan is my answer. Mouse divided.
All right. Well, you should come up with something. The great judge of everywhere you go.
The great judge of everywhere I go.
Yeah. Like what's when you end up in a burrito restaurant, you always order X. You gotta set a standard.
Yeah, I mean, if I think
a control group.
Yeah. I mean, if it's like if it's like no name random Chinese joint, it's usually just fried rice or some variety of that.
All right.
Yeah. But I don't know how else to get too specific. Like at Thai joints, I usually find myself trying to order something I haven't had before.
Yellow curry is mine there.
Oh yeah. Just throw a dart at the different curries they have. I've never had curry and been disappointed.
Yellow, man, you gotta pick your favorite color, and you gotta know what gotta standardize.
I lean towards red.
Okay, there we go.
At pho places, I get banh mi because pho is just grass water.
Sure. Okay. Well, at least there's a control there.
Pho is grass water, and ramen is vastly superior.
Okay.
I just love throwing it out there because people who love WoW are always like, oh, come on, man. But yeah. Anyways, keep your emails coming, amovetv@gmail.com, or tweet at us at GarrettArt, at Kyle Ferguson. I think it brings us to an end of this episode, Kyle. This is more Warcraft-centric than I thought it was going to be, and I enjoyed it greatly.
Yeah. No, it's coming up fast. We're a month away. Actually, 2 days less than a month. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
Well, pre-patch tomorrow, so get in and start enjoying the pre-BFA experience.
Ain't doing it. But
you should do it, man.
No, I'll be there though. I'll be there, and I'm like it's just like our cars and like our XComs and whatnot. Might just do it all off stream. I think I just might just experience this one. We'll see.
Yeah. That being said, I'm going to put you on the spot. If somebody wants to give Kyle Ferguson some WoW time so he has to enjoy the pre-patch, because I would love to get his thoughts.
It ain't right, man. I gotta save it up. I gotta save up the energy.
There's no questing. You don't have to quest. You have a max level tune.
It's... You gotta wait for the gates to open.
The pre-patch event is like, it's timed. It's stuff you can only see during the pre-patch event.
Yes.
All right, whatever, man. You do you. You do you. I ain't judging.
I will.
I'm only judging.
I will. I will do me.
I know you will do you. You cannot be strong-armed into anything. I gave you Destiny 2 for free.
Yeah, that's true.
And I haven't played Destiny 2 with you yet.
Hey, man, I met you halfway on Anthem, though. We'll see about that game.
Honestly, you're getting me more hype than Anthem than anything I've done for myself in my own brain.
We'll see about the elemental class, man. Flying around, shooting lasers and whatnot combos.
All right, I'm ready for it, man. Hey, listen, I'm going to miss you next week. We are skipping a week, correct? We actually haven't had this talk yet.
Oh, I mean, I could record one with Kristen if you wanted me to. Just
go for it.
Put something out there.
Go for it. I didn't know what Kristen was up to. I didn't want to put anyone on the spot.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Sweet.
We'll
All right, there'll be a Weeksauce next week with Kyle and Kristen.
Cool. Oh, and ITN's like Wednesday. So
yes, ITN, because I'm leaving Wednesday night. So Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Is that what you agreed on? Or 1 p.m.?
Oh, that was your time. Oh, Eastern. Yes.
What time are
10 a.m. 11, 10? 11, 10.
I believe
something like that.
When do you usually start your stream? Because that's what we agreed on.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. So 10, 11, 12, 1. So 1 p.m. into the Nexus Wednesday. It's just going to be you and me. Just duo cast. Tune in for that. It'll be on the feed, obviously, if you're a podcast listener, so you don't need to worry about that. But that's going to be it. It's going to do it. Kyle, besides that, we've mentioned your stream. Where can everybody find your stream?
Twitch.tv/Kyle Ferguson. Go get your dogs.
Go get your dogs?
You got dogs to
go. No, that's okay. We're actually a little bit ahead, so that's why I'm not rushing.
Cool.
Garrett Art on Twitter. All of the podcasts are at amove.tv. I would highly recommend either going over to the Instance feed or my R2T2 solo show feed. I'd really appreciate some subscriptions to my solo show. It's weird. Topics change wildly, but there is a talk on both of those feeds with me and Patrick Beja getting into the nitty-gritty, having a spoiler discussion about the Before the Storm World of Warcraft novel by Christy Golden. And if that sounds entertaining to you, again, it's on the Instance and on the R2T2 feed, because instead of doing an R2T2, I took the time to record that with Patrick. So there it is. Go check that out. That's going to do it for this week. See you on Angry Chicken. See you on Into the Nexus. And then I am off to the Florida Keys. And I cannot wait. So thank you, everybody, for listening. Good luck and have fun.
Take care.
Good show, sir.
You as well.
I'm going to noise removal this really fast.
Cool.
I'm going to throw it through a levelator really fast. You know, I can just...
While I'm thinking about it, the Dropbox is elements from like 2015 before you go on vacation.
Dropbox. Oh, for Into the Nexus?
Yeah. So I don't think I ever include I think I just go straight into music. I don't do the drop at the top with the... Yeah,
I should probably update both Into the Nexus and Angry Chicken, because this happened. It's so rare that
this is your one trip a year, and I'm excited for you to enjoy yourself. I think it's great that you formalize that time, and I need to do the same. And we're planning a vacation in February.
I'm very fortunate in that my parents have like a timeshare, which I know is like easy to make fun of because South Park did a great episode on timeshares. But they have an extra bedroom, and they always invite us to go stay. And I have very
That's awesome.
good relationships with my folks, and they get like Katie and all of us get along. Because otherwise it wouldn't be able to happen. Key West is way too friggin' expensive for me to do this.
But you're hanging with your folks, which means like free meals and
nice. Honestly, we cook a lot. This is a full kitchen in the unit. It's basically like renting a 2-bedroom apartment. But yeah, we're just really fortunate that we can do that, and that's why it's the same time every year. It's like growing up. That's what I always did. What episode are we on? 28. 28. Desktop. Save that as a wave. I'll go ahead and just I'll just send you a finished MP3. I just don't want to sit around for SoundCloud to finish processing. I'll take an off-air question. I can just leave this on the YouTube VOD. Drizzling Rose wants to know, Kyle, what's your favorite pasta shape?
Wheels, and she's tweeted me pictures of wheels. I can't find wheels anywhere here.
Wheels? What are wheels?
Circular pasta with the circle in the middle and then the spokes.
Oh shit! I remember seeing that as a kid. I've never had them personally. I've never even looked. They probably still have them. I remember always seeing them at Publix.
I know, and I can't find them anywhere out here. And I got to go by like a German market or something because they hold sauce the best. They are the most transportable on a fork.
Oh man, if I find some now at Publix, I'm totally gonna mail you some friggin' wheels.
Yeah, man, do it. I need some wheels in my life.
I'm boring. I really like spaghetti. If I'm making it home, thin spaghetti. If I'm out at my favorite is I guess thick spaghetti, because if I go to a place that makes their own noodles, I've never found anything besides thick spaghetti. And there's no substitute for like freshly made noodles.
No, since quitting the cheese, officially I'm lactose intolerant, but I cheated for years. The angel hair is all about the sauce and gets cold really fast, kind of like eggs. Just doesn't have surface area to hold heat. And whole wheat is something I transitioned to too, and that does not. Spaghetti whole wheat, not a fan. But penne, that's fine. Rigatoni,
That's interesting. Wheat spaghetti hasn't really bothered me. Katie's been buying that as of late, although we haven't had like noodles in a while. But like the first half of the year, before we started trying to cut some more carbs out, she swapped to wheat, and I didn't really even notice a difference.
Yeah, Trader Joe's might have wheels, but they're all the way out in like Silverdale. There's not a convenient Trader Joe's around here. Yeah,
we have the same problem. There's only one in town, so it's always slammed, and they're tiny. So it's like if you got to do a cart run, it's really inconvenient. It's also like a 20-minute drive for us. We have an Aldi right around the corner, which apparently is like the schism of Trader Joe's. I think it's like the story is there's two brothers and they disagreed on how to run their grocery store. So one started Trader Joe's and the other started Aldi.
I don't know that story, but I mean Aldi's basically the grab it in the prepackaged packaging. It's like a Costco without the
massive quantity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I definitely like Trader Joe's better, but there's a lot more Aldis locally than there are Trader Joe's, in that there is more than one.
Yeah.
So let's see. Where's your take care?
Take care.
There it is. Drop that down. Connect this. Check the beginning. Happy Monday. There it is. We got a show. We're going to export that as an MP3. MP3zzle. Haven't done that in a while. You remember when we were doing that all the time?
Thrizzle and dizzle?
Adding izzle to the end of every word you say?
Yeah, I can't say I've done that in a while.
Neither have I. I don't know what came... Probably listening to a 2005 playlist.
I mean, I think I used to call Brian Dizzle or something like that back in college.
It was like Brian Grizzle or B Grizzle. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Stupid. We all had stupid names for each other. Faux shizzle. Thank you, goat. Thank you.
Perfect. Gross.
I was reminded that that Usher, Lil Jon, Ludacris song, yeah, is still played on the radio.
Really?
Yeah. Because it was on my
Gross.
2005 playlist, and it came on, I'm listening to them, and it reminded me, like, God, this song still gets play.
It shouldn't. It's, ugh, but it's such a time and place for me, man. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that sample though is sick. Like, I can understand why it's still popular.
I mean, let's go.
Burp, 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 burp. Burp, 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 burp.
Because 1 to 10, she's a certified 20. And that just ain't me. Hey. No,
Oh,
I know
no.
the whole damn thing.
And the ludicrous part is so good. It's so good.
Oh wait, is that the ridiculous in the club acting so conspicuous?
Yes.
I do occasionally still throw that line out because I love the line "Ludicrous fill cups like double D's."
Yes. It's
Good
it's
line.
wonderful. Lady in the street, but a freak in the bed is also one that is frequently thrown about in our circle of close friends and family.
See, people think I rag on country, but it's more that I love songs that have such ridiculous lyrics that I gotta laugh. Like, you can't, like, that's why I listen to rap, is to laugh. Because the lines are so outrageous.
Well, especially like fun, like party rap, like Ludacris, and less so that, more aggressive stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, or just, like Eminem, and you're just like, what, dude?
What did you just spit?
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I unironically enjoy me some Eminem.
Rap God is so good. Still good.
Oh, it's fantastic. Just fantastic. Well, chat, I'm going to kill the stream now. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.